Hello everyone, welcome to our virtual summer reading. We are well over halfway done already, which makes Mrs. V a little sad. But we've got a really exciting day today. So let's get started. We are going to read Haley Unicorn's Magic Words. It's by Tracy Main. It all started the day baby Haley was born. She knew she was different than the other horses because of her unusual big horn. At first, Haley tried to conceal it and cover it with all sorts of things, and it worked for a while. But then Haley's horn kept growing and got bigger and bigger and eventually too big to hide. Haley whined to her mama as tears came down. I'm afraid nobody will like me when they find out I have this thing on my head. I'm much different than them. I'll never fit in. Haley's mama knew her daughter was quite extraordinary and perfectly made, so she assured her not to worry and told her to repeat these magic words after her. I am special, one of a kind, and born to shine. So she did. Down in the pastures where the horses all roamed, Haley tried her best to play and get along, but her horn always got in the way and weighed her down. When they'd race, she'd start off in first place, but then would tire and fall to last place. And during a game of hide and seek, her unruly mane would always give her away. Eventually, all of this took a toll, and so she left the games and went to the watering hole. There, she felt safe and could let her horn go. Meanwhile, across the meadowland, in another land called Swampland, there lived a dinosaur who felt alone and spent most of his time hiding behind a stone. It all started the day baby Blaze was born. He knew he was different than the rest because he had large wings and big chomps accompanied by fiery breath. At first, he put his differences aside and found ways to play and get along, but eventually his wings and chomps grew out of control, and soon all the others were afraid because he had no self-control. To ensure others could be safe and out of harm's way, Blaze decided that it was best for him to leave Swampland, so he said goodbye and went to a land on his way that same day. On his journey, he quickly realized he was much lonelier than before. There was no one to talk to, no one to play with, just by himself. And now he was so far away. As Blaze kept on, he passed through the meadowland and took a rest at the watering hole. Then something caught his eye, the most beautiful rainbow in the sky. Perhaps this was a dream, he thought, a figment of my imagination. Then Blaze realized it wasn't in the sky, but rather right by his side. Unicorn, with the most brilliant rainbow light, what makes me so lucky to be in your sight? A startled Haley quickly hid her horn and said, No, you must be mistaken. Blaze exclaimed, I saw with my own eyes a majestic light, so beautiful and bright. Please don't keep it from my sight. Haley remembered what her mommy's magic words and declared, I am special, one of a kind, and born to shine. And with that, she brushed her mane out of the way and uncovered her horn. Blaze was so amazed, he said, "Let's be friends. I'm Blaze. What's your name?" "I'm Haley. Nice to meet you." "What brings a dragon to Meadowland?" "Dragon? I'm a dinosaur," Blaze couldn't contain himself, and he roared in a deep, fiery chuckle. He rolled side to side with outstretched his wings and charred the leaves on all the trees. Haley stood back, laughed, and said, "Yes, what brings a dragon to Meadowland?" "Well, if you can imagine, I become too dangerous for all my friends," explained Blaze. Not too dangerous for me. All I see is a gentle creature full of passion. Now let's see what else you can do. But first, you must repeat these magic words after me. I am special, one of a kind, and born to shine. So he did. And wouldn't you know, the two of them had the most fun and played all day. Blaze performed cool fiery tricks, and Haley let her rainbow shine the whole time. As the sun started to set, Blaze began to miss his home, and Haley told "So long, let's play again real soon." And for the first time, Blaze raised his wings and flew. It was then and there that Haley also knew what she must do and decided it was time to finally let her true colors be shown. So she headed to the pasture to let it be known. The horses all stopped what they were doing and stared. Then one by one the horses gathered around, pointing at her horn, and said, "How did you get that crown? We want one of our own." Haley knew she was special and one of a kind, and she replied with a smile, "I'm a unicorn, and I was born to shine." And all of the horses bowed down. The end. What a cool little story. We're all made special and we're pretty cool, huh? Everybody's a little bit different, but that's what makes it so much fun. So today, we are actually going to make our own either unicorn or dragon. So if you guys have your bags, you should have a bag like this. It might look like this on the other side, okay? So I want you to take that out. And I want you to take all the pieces out, okay? So you're gonna have, Mrs. B's got a unicorn, and look, doesn't she look exactly like our one in our book? And your guys' dragons look exactly like Blaze. It's so exciting, and they're so soft, aren't they? So we have that piece. We're going to set that aside for a second. And if you look also in your bag, you're either going to have a zippy bag of stuffing, or some of you might not have any stuffing in your bag at all. Don't worry. Probably the person next to you has a stuffing that's like this, okay? You're going to need a little pair of scissors, and you're going to need to cut this open. Make sure that you cut at the end, don't cut in the middle. Cut at the end and pull this all out. Now, as you pull it out, when you pull this out, and even when you open this, the air is gonna get to this and it's gonna grow and grow and grow. And so this is going to grow into lots of it, and if you pull it in half, then you'll have just the same amount as each other. So if you have a bag that doesn't have any in it, then don't worry. Your friend who has one that has this will open it up, take half of it, and give it to you. And then you'll have your stuffing to make our stuffed animals, okay? Some of you have just your stuff in a zippy bag. So because I just have one, I have mine in my zippy bag. The other thing that's in here at the very bottom is a little star. I want you to put this aside, but don't lose it. We'll need that later, okay? There's also a piece of paper in here, and that's for later too. So we're gonna set this aside for now, okay? So I want you to take your stuffing out, okay? And as you can watch it, it'll sit there and it'll poof all up. So now it looks like there's a bunch, right? So if you look on and we're gonna use Mrs. B's unicorn, on the back side of it, it's got this little pouch here. I want you to take all of your stuffing and I want you to stick it into that pouch, okay? And you're just going to kind of, you really are just going to push it, shove it all in there, okay? You can take big chunks at first and stick it all in there. I'm going to try my best to kind of do this a little funny so you can actually see what I'm doing versus just seeing the back of my hand, okay? So, and your dragon will have one just like this on the back, okay? When you get it in there and it looks like, oh gosh, I can't push it any farther, use your fingers, or some of you that have little hands might be able to get your whole hand in there. Mrs. V's got big hands, so I can only put a couple fingers in there. You can use your fingers, and if you watch, you can kind of move your stuffing, like for the unicorn, move your stuffing up into her neck and her chest, okay? Because we want to get her all stuffed everywhere. Same with your dragon. You're going to want to put it down in his feet. You're going to want to put it in his neck and in his belly. So I'm going to try to do this a little bit quicker here. So if you need a couple minutes to get all of your stuffing in your animal, you do so. And if you need to push the pause button, you do so. Make sure you get stuffing in all of their legs, okay, before you get too much in their belly, because then you won't be able to reach their leg, okay? And you can tell this one has plenty of stuffing in her leg now. This one kind of doesn't yet, so Mrs. V's got to get some in there. Okay, now that looks better. So now you can see the difference between the ones that have stuffing in their leg and the ones that don't. So Mrs. V's got to work on getting some more stuffing in there. Okay, and you guys should have plenty of stuffing to get this all done. So there's another leg. We'll use this last little bit here and put some more in her leg and in her belly. Oh, look how stuffy she looks. Her neck is a little bit, so we're going to move a little bit around, and sometimes it's just a matter of moving her stuffing around to get it nice and squishy. Now you don't want to push it so hard. You don't want to put like in the legs and the neck. You don't want it to be so stuffed that it's like super hard, because our stuffed animals, right, are supposed to be squishy. So you don't want them super hard, but you want at least a little bit in there. Same with her neck and stuff, okay? So now that I have, see, if you look, all my stuffing is gone. So I have all my stuffing used, and now your star, you can make a wish on this star. Some people say wish or prayer, whatever you like, but we have wishing stars, and you can make a wish on your star, and then we're going to put our star in there, okay? So our wish is always going to be with our dragon or unicorn. I'm going to put that in there. Now, right here, there's a little zipper string, okay? And you're going to pull this string to pull the zipper shut, okay? And we're going to go like that. So now I zipped it shut, but now I'm going to take and I'm going to push this inside too. Because what that does when I push that inside, it makes it, and some of you might have some unicorn fuzz or dragon fuzz on your Velcro, and that's okay. Well, now what you're going to do is, now we've zipped it, you're going to push this in, fold it in, and Velcro it together. That's what's going to keep all of our stuffing in our animals. So when you go like that, and then if you just push it together, if you listen real close, it kind of, I don't know if you can hear it very well, but I can hear it. It crunches when you push it together. So you want to push it all together to make sure that you have it nice and close. And it'll stay in there because we not only Velcroed it, but we zipped it first. So now not all of our stuffing will come out. But now, my very cool unicorn is ready. Now, your unicorns, you might need to fluff up their mane and their tails, because when they came to the library, before I got them to you, they were in a really big box all smushed. Okay, so you might need to fluff them up. With your dragons, you might need to fluff up their top parts and his wings. But here is our unicorn. Isn't she beautiful? Now, I told you there was one more thing in our bag. Now, you need to name your unicorn or dragon, whichever one you have. So if you look in your bag again, I'll see if I can get mine out here. There's a really cool piece of paper, and it's her birth certificate, okay? So you can write today's date and So we'll write today's date on here. So I'm going to slide my unicorn over. And I have a marker to write mine. Now you can do it with pencil or crayons or whatever you want. If you do it with crayon or colored pencil or a marker, make sure you use a darker color, not a light one like yellow. You won't be able to read it. Okay? So this one is date of birth. So today is July 7th, 2020. Now, it says name. It's not asking for your name. It's asking for her name. Now I need to figure out what to name her. Now, if you don't have a name yet, you can move on and skip that part. I haven't quite decided. I want to name her Pinky. I think that, or Sparkle. See, so I haven't decided. You know what? I'm going to name her Sparkle. So Mrs. V is going to write Sparkle because I now just named her. And what color is her fur, you guys? She's kind of white, right? So we're going to I'm going to put down that she's white. I'm going to put white and rainbow because she's got a rainbow here. She's so colorful. If you have your dragon, what color is your dragon, guys? Is he orange and gold or orange and yellow? What eye colors do they have? You're right, that is blue. Now this says belongs to, that's your name. So you're going to write your name. I'm going to write Mrs. V. And then location. Well, my unicorn was born here today in the library. So I put Faith Library. So you guys can fill out your birth certificate for your awesome new stuffed animal friend. Aren't those super cool and so soft? And let me see if I can get them both in the picture here. If you look at that. She looks just like herself in the picture. And your guys' dragons look just like Blaze in our book, don't they? We made our book characters come right to life. And I think that's just super fun. I hope you guys really enjoyed bringing our unicorns and our dragons to life in our story today. I know I do. So this little girl is probably going to sit in the library here. So when you get a chance, you guys should come by and say hi. And we'll see you next time. Bye.